There we go. All right, guys, I'm back. It's me. Uh, yo, technical person. Let me know if it sounds good or not, okay?
Did you stop this stream and I have to find a new live stream
Yeah,
now?
you do. How's that? I'm Kay Wiley, and today we're gonna watch the newest episode, the newest installment, if you will, of the internet serial Angry Video Game Nerd, starring the talented James Rolfe. So let's get this bad boy started. All right, this ugly fucking face in the thumbnail. I'll point out all the references I get. I get that he drinks Rolling Rock. There's that fucking pickle, the shit pickle. And then there's the glitch, the glitch troll or whatever. And that's the extent of everything I got as a reference.
We're well into the new
Cinemassacre.
year, and it's been a cold
This ugly
winter.
fuck.
It'll be
Any
cold for a
chance to wear
while
a hat,
because
eh?
of the groundhog, but the winter is the perfect time to just cozy up and watch some good movies. And with ExpressVPN at your side, you're
I like how he like threw in that reference to Groundhog Day, a movie that came out like uh 32 fucking years ago. It's really showing his age there. See what movies he got in the background here. These are some good pictures. I'll give him that.
choices are never ending. ExpressVPN is the ultimate skeleton key for anyone trying to unlock their streaming service's true potential. Searching for a movie or series but can't
Where you
find it
going?
anywhere? Apps like Netflix and Hulu
Ah,
hide content from you based on your geolocation. But with ExpressVPN, you can change your location to somewhere like Australia, and within seconds, the movies you've been looking for will appear. And with over 100 countries to choose from worldwide, you can find vampire.
as a YouTuber, I still don't really get how this whole um like promotional code thing works. I assume it's the case where it's something like uses the code, you get a partial amount of the money. But like how many people could actually I wonder if it's even financially worth it. Like how many people are actually signing up because of James Rolfe? I don't know. Okay.
Movies hidden all over the place, like The Last Voyage of the Demeter, only streaming in France, and Abigail, only showing in the UK. With ExpressVPN, the
Abigail was a
options to
pretty
watch what
pretty
I
mid
want,
high
when I
movie.
want, are limitless. Find out how you can get yourself 4 months of ExpressVPN for free by scanning the QR code on screen or by going to the link in the description below, expressvpn.com/cinemassacre. Back in the day, it was all about Nintendo and Sega. Nintendo had Mario, Sega had Sonic. These were the two big mascots of the video game arena. Nobody else could even come close. It was a two-party system until the character Gex came along representing the 3DO.
Oh
Now,
shit.
Gex was exclusive to
Well,
the 3.
that's why I don't know who fucking uh Dex is. I assume that stands for Gecko T Rex or something. Because I never had the 3D. See, he just said it's exclusive, but there's a fucking PlayStation symbol.
3DO just barely long enough for a sloppy crap to drop from a sloth's anus, because later that same year of 95, it was
Is it the
ported
day
to the
off?
Saturn.
Nice. My girl's playing hooky today. Oh, I mean, what do you mean? You're gonna hit. Oh, stop saying. Oh, okay, sorry. Calm down. Put that down. Oh, come on. Oh shit. Oh man, it's happening.
Saturn and PS1. So
Good
now
luck in
both
your
Sega
corner.
and Sony had the Gecko on their side. Two sequels followed, which were on both the N64 and PS1, and until
Have you ever
2000.
heard of Dex J?
No.
It's like a PlayStation exclusive character. He's like the PlayStation's answer to Nintendo's Mario or Sega's Blue Hedgehog bastard. I don't know his name. Blue Shadow. I don't know the Blue Hedgehog. Blue Shadow.
Gex was the mascot for the developer Crystal Dynamics, who are also known for Legacy of Kain and Tomb Raider. Now that I just spit out all that history, Dynamics
Oh
were also
shit.
known for Legacy of Kain and Tomb Raider.
Bam! I got it. All right, get out of here,
Now
Lara
that I just
Croft.
spit out all that history,
There he
let's
is.
talk about the character. What exactly is Gex? Well,
Well,
he's
watch
a
the video. Let me know what you think of
wisecracking,
it.
TV-watching, secret
You're my
agent
you're my guy
gecko
behind the
who's
screen.
voiced by stand-up comic actor and writer Dana
Yeah.
Gold, at least in the North American versions, who also wrote for The Simpsons from 2001 till
Oh, I missed some
2006.
like prime
Or
information
Gecko,
here.
who's voiced by stand-up comic actor and writer Dana Gold, at least in the North American versions, who also wrote for The Simpsons from 2001 till 2007. So
That's not relevant.
basically,
This
Gex
is
is
stupid.
just another
This is all
green
just voiceover.
smartass like Michelangelo or Mondo Gecko. Yeah, remember Mondo Gecko? Or maybe it's more like the Geico Gecko.
Yeah.
Gecko? Why?
I'll tell you why. Because people trust advertising icons.
Gex. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
See, is that at first I thought that was a flashback to a previous episode because like we're 2 minutes and 35 seconds in, and that's the first shot of James Ralph's bald fucking head. So that was weird. A lot of pre voiceover. Let's go back to his
Advertising
face.
icons.
Look at that. I always felt like Nostalgia Critic should wear fake sideburns, and James should have like a fake toupee just to keep the character consistent, timeless, kind of like a cartoon.
Gex. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on shitty games. So the game begins with a weird cutscene.
I had just finished my usual morning routine of nude funkercise.
Nude funkercise? Can somebody explain that to me? Or no? How about not?
Yeah,
So the main hub is
yeah.
the media dimension, which is home to a bunch of TV channels that Gex has to travel through as he fights his way
That's an
across a bunch
ugly
of
looking
side-scrolling
game.
stages, each with a different TV theme, and ultimately has to go head-to-head with the main villain, Rez. All along,
Shit.
Gex keeps saying annoying one-liners.
It's tail time.
Just a bunch of random quotes, either throwaway jokes or references to movies or shows.
So Dex looks like Dex's thing that separates him. It's like a side scroller, like Mario or Sonic. Oh shit! So it's like what do we call them? Like Mario and Sonic, like the original like Mario and Sonic.
It's 2D and you're like moving one way across the board. Yeah.
So I'm watching it, and it looks like what really separates him from them. Do you want to guess what it is? So Sonic's a hedgehog. His thing is he goes really fast. There's a ball and goes really fast, right? And Mario's thing, he's like he's the orig, so he doesn't really have a thing. I guess getting taller, or whatever. So what's the gecko's thing, Jay?
You can climb the walls.
That's why I fucking married her.
They're rarely well-timed and often just come out of...
Also, it looks like his tail's a spring.
Cool.
Like he can make.
Tigger gecko.
Yeah, it looks like Tigger. Look at that my Tigger.
nowhere.
Number one, raise sheep. George of jungle. Sorry, Mr. Presley. Looks like bugs after the trucks.
Oh,
Hey,
shit.
Where's Jane's Honda? This is the worst health club I have ever been to. Hey, where's Jane's Honda?
Yeah, he can climb the
Jeez,
ceilings too
Gex
and
is
shit.
annoying. I guess it could be argued that Mario is just as annoying sometimes,
Hey, where's Jane's Honda?
but maybe we've gotten used to Mario. We put up with his shit.
Yo, I
This is
love
like if I
Super
just blurt
Mario
out
Kart
unnecessary
64.
quotes any
It's a
chance I
good
get.
time.
I'm king of the world! Here's Johnny.
Gross.
There's
Gross.
no crying in baseball. Sometimes not only is it random, but it makes no sense.
This place is weirder than 4th of July at Rick James' place.
You know who I always liked? Earthworm Jim. I was always partial to Earthworm Jim, He's like Earthworm. And well, the suit, the suit's not really him, right? The head's him.
Jim is.
He's a fucking worm.
Wait.
So it's a dude's body, like a big muscular like space dude, right? And it's a worm's head. But the worm is him and he's wearing the suit. Yeah, it's pretty dope.
Huh. Rick James,
Oh.
4th of July. I don't get it. So I played the 3DS,
Man, we're gonna watch
Saturn, and
fucking,
PlayStation versions, and they all seem identical.
Oh shit.
The first
Yeah, they
stage
look
is
the same.
horror themed, clearly, where you fight Franken lizards and leather Jason face. Yeah, leather Jason face. That's fun to say. Try it. Yeah. Wait a minute. Pull down while jumping? Can you pull down the D-pad? The only thing I can think of which means pull down is when you pull down your pants. The
Good one.
biggest
That was
question
a
is
funny
which one
joke.
of these games is the easiest to save, and I
Shit.
still don't know the
Look
answer.
at that. It's like
In the 3DO
Frankenstein's
version, I
monster
died and
gecko.
gave up on the cemetery stage before I ever found a spot to save. But you can save on the memory card. The PS1 version you'd think would be simple, just save to the memory card, right? But no, it has a password, and they're really hard to read. Is that a D or an R?
It's an
Better
R.
on a CRT TV. But man, it sucks having to re-enter the code every time you lose all your lives. If you keep dying, like I did, you'll eventually find yourself entering the passwords on pure muscle memory, like you're punching in the Contra code. Except you only restart with 3 lives, so you bet your ass you'll be seeing the password.
I find he spends more time explaining the game and less time with like the humor and like sketches. You know, maybe that's just because we live in a different world. There's less sketches on YouTube nowadays. I think it's laziness.
Password screen a lot. Somehow it gets worse because you only get passwords after beating certain stages, like bosses, for example. Each stage has hidden VCR tapes that also give you passwords to quote unquote save your progress. But if you lose all your lives and haven't gotten a password in a while, you gotta redo a bunch of shit in the hopes that you'll get further than you did last time. Even the best levels in the world get old when you're forced to replay them on repeat. Otherwise,
Is that like a
the best
wolf in a
levels in the
bikini?
world get old when you're forced to replay them on
Oh, it
repeat.
was. Shit.
Otherwise, how is the game? Has it committed any real offenses yet? Well, look, the graphics are nice for a 2D side-scroller. Very reminiscent of Donkey Kong Country from the year before, but maybe not what you would hope for a next-gen console on the brand new CD
Why don't you
format.
just turn it down?
But hey, it's very colorful. The stages offer a lot of nice variety and cool things to look at.
Oh
There's a
shit, that's kind of
cemetery,
cool.
a cartoon land, jungle
Yeah.
island, a kung fu themed stage, and the final Resopolis that's filled with acid pools, tubes, and moving platforms. The control is functional and unremarkable at the same time. It plays like a game. There's nothing weird going on. Yet.
All right, we got our third ad in this fucking 23-minute long video. Oh shit. Look at that. You know, at least they know what fucking James' audience is.
Looks like Beetlejuice threw up.
Oh my gosh, the boss is chugging God knows what and then farting all over the place. He's farting! Now come on, that's just toilet humor. Now let's get on with this buffalo diarrhea bullshit.
You get
One
one
big
about.
thing with Gex is that he can stick to the ceiling and climb on walls.
Oh, okay.
Just like
You don't
a
have to
real
watch
life
it. I was just
gecko.
teasing you.
It's probably one of the more unique elements of the gameplay. Gex can even climb on some background walls, which actually
Fair.
looks pretty cool. But sometimes
That's a
I don't
pretty
know
cool
which
feature.
walls
Yo,
I
check
can
out the
climb
worm
on
when the worm
because
comes up. It's pretty
background
dope
texture
looking.
is blending into everything.
It's like a centipede.
God damn it. Other times, it looks like I can climb, but the game
So it
just
looks like Dex collects like golden mosquito bugs because I guess geckos eat bugs.
won't let me. There's collectibles right there. Now that kind of shit really grinds my gears. But what
Yeah.
really gets me
That
going are
grinds
the
my gears
bullshit
too.
deaths.
Oh, James.
Well, that's gotta leave a mark. Another one
That's
bites
gotta
the
leave a
dust.
mark.
Drop
This guy sounds like fucking Drake.
the ball there. Crash and burn. Game over, man. That's what Gex might say, but I'll just go with a simple, good old-fashioned fuck. Oh my god, it's Gamera. And I'm not joking. It is Gamera. He's got the rocket jets and even does the spin. The real character's name is Toxic Turtle, but it's Gamera.
It's Gamera.
Gamera! Gamera!
Now listen to me, grasshopper.
Oh fuck, the game froze. You gotta be kidding me.
It's not really much to comment on it. Like James isn't really doing anything. He's just describing the fucking game and making terrible fucking dated dad jokes. So let's just try to sludge through this thing.
That's just wonderful.
How many views has this
That
thing
would've
got,
been a
anyways?
perfect time to shut the fucker off. And it froze more than once. But
670,000 in 2 days, and it's just all voiceover. I could probably get this video done in 3 days. He should be doing this weekly instead of like once every other month or however long. What's it? So the last time he did a. Let's see what we got here. Videos. Everyone here is subscribed for Angry Video Game Nerd. Nah, see, no, I would be doing it every week, maybe twice a week. No one gives a shit about any of this other crap, James. What we got? Angry Video Game Nerd, 8-bit demo release trailer. Okay. Angry Nerd Room, Game Booth, How Was It Made? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think they're kind of stupid. This is not a great episode.
Too bad. In fact, I'd say it's a pretty decent side scroller, except the stages stretch on way too long. Like this level from the cartoon world, it has a million doors you've got to go in and out of to get to the next part. The level just goes on and on for so long that everything starts blending together, so I forget which doors I've gone into already, and I start going in circles. The same could be said for a few stages like the rocket ship level and the final Kung Fu stage. They just never seem to end. Come on! One thing that could have helped would have been the ability to move the camera around so you can see what's below you to avoid stupid deaths like this.
Yeah.
Some platformers have this feature, like the
Oh,
Flintstones
shit.
movie game on Super Nintendo.
It's Barney Rubble.
And, well, this game really needed that since most of my deaths were from falling into bottomless pits and acid pools, right below what I can see on screen. But probably the worst part is still the passwords. Not just having to enter them, but trying to make it to the next password. Nobody likes having to redo the same shit over and over. Also, the one line
Maybe this is why he only does it every few weeks, because it's fucking dumb and boring.
are really out of hand. By the end of this, I must have heard Gex say Wilma 100 times.
Wilma!
Yeah, speaking of Flintstones. But hey, at least you can turn the voice lines off. And believe me, I looked. But you know what? Actually, the most annoying thing of all is the final boss, Rez.
Hey, it's Darth Vader's younger brother, Myron.
You have to keep jumping across TVs, grab the power up to damage him, keep hanging on the wall, keep dodging shit, and every once in a while...
This game actually seems
you get
pretty
the
dope,
chance
to be
hit.
honest. I like the
It's
jokey
a
things he says.
marathon,
That's
but
pretty
afterwards,
jokes.
you get a funny ending.
Oh,
You're
what's the funny
greatest.
ending?
I think you deserve a medal.
Yeah.
You kick butt. I think you are the epitome of all things great. You are the best gamer in the history of the state. No, more like the country. Actually, the best in the history of Earth. This goes on for over 7 minutes. I would make a joke, but it already is a joke.
In your
Oh, another ad.
vehicle.
This is gross. This is a lot of fucking ads.
It's organized crime.
What a gross. Oh, one of.
And we have 2 more games to go. So
Alright,
up
yeah.
next is Gex 2, Enter the Gecko.
That's the right attitude
This
to
is
have.
the
That's how it
first
feels.
3D Gex game. It tried to copy Super Mario 64, as it seemed every game at the time did. And as I
Yeah.
mentioned before, it was released on both N64 and PS1. Even Windows and Game Boy Color if you really want to dig in.
Oh, it was on
It's enough to make
N64.
your head
Cool.
spin. So between the 2 consoles, I'd say in the PS1 version, the graphics are a little more crisp. You can read signs easier, the collectibles are cleaner, and the lighting looks way better. It also has an opening cutscene, which doesn't happen on the N64, probably because it's on a cartridge. The one-liners don't seem to repeat as much either,
All right, boys. Phases on stun.
but that's only because they had to cut a crapload of them and some music to fit the whole game on the 64 card. Oh, and the save system on PS1 is better. So, with all that said, let's play Gex 64. First annoying factor is the confusing navigation. The stages are designed like Mario 64, where each one has multiple objectives and you can only accomplish one thing per playthrough. I mean, it is Gex 64, so what else were you expecting? In Mario 64, you're collecting stars. In Gex, it's TV remotes, but it's the same idea. The problem is that it's less clear where you're supposed to go, so you just run around aimlessly until you accidentally complete an objective or find a remote. The camera is the biggest problem of all. It just swivels all over the place. Hey, I can't see! Oh, fuck, did you see that? I was in the middle of a jump and it moved. The camera is not your friend. It's like, hey, I need some help here. Oh, fuck you. See ya. But you can change it to manual. Now you have more control. That makes it a little easier. The aesthetics are fun. It has a playful style, making references to Bugs Bunny, Indiana Jones, Gilligan, James Bond, and Godzilla. Yeah, gotta love the Gexzilla stage. There's even a room that's flooded by an overflowing toilet. Now, if I'm gonna call anything a shitty game, well, that just takes the turd. Oh,
Yeah, it
Gex,
does.
don't lick the toilet. Oh, no, that is one sick puppy. I mean, gecko. Oh, and on the Kung Fu stage, the music glitched, and it started sounding like Gex took a hard shit in the garbage disposal. Man, just listen to this. It's like a jackhammer to the ear. So I exited the level to try to fix it, and the game froze. Come on N64 on a cartridge? There are some incredibly annoying parts, like these doors, for instance. I don't know what you'd prefer to call this trope in gaming, but I'll dub it the Scooby-Doo doors. It's when you have to figure out which doors lead to
Oh
which
my
doors
god,
through
this is
trial and
fucking
error.
boring.
It sucks. I
It
don't
should be
like
illegal to post
Both
videos this
Kung
fucking
Fu
boring
future
on
stages have their problems,
YouTube.
but the second one, Samurai Night Fever, is a real son of
Oh
a
shit.
bitch.
Oh, there he
are
goes.
so many moving platforms, so many tricky jumps, and all you do is fall, fall, fall. It sets you up for failure every step of the way. Even with the camera set to manual, the game just feeds you shitty anus angle after shitty anus angle. I'm in space where I can jump even higher, and the camera betrays me once again. How did I not make that jump? When you can't move the camera, the game makes this annoying chirping sound. Almost like a cuckoo clock. It's just to let you know the camera stopped. I don't know. I mean, what the hell is that? Glover did the same thing, but at least it had the courtesy to mix the bird chirps with the occasional fart and burp. Was this actually a trend at the time? Imagine if that happened in real life, if you turn your head too far and a fucking woodpecker showed up. Ah! Then there's the N64 exclusive Titanic stage, where you have to use Gex's tail bounce to jump on shit. What is all this supposed to be anyway? Bunch of misplaced doorknobs and faucets? Getting to the top of this thing is like trying to climb a crap house wearing piss slippers. I will say the final boss is pretty cool. Rez is back, but this time he can grow bigger.
Oh
Weird,
shit.
creepy, and definitely something to remember. But after it's
He's
all
got like a
done,
skull on
there's
his
no
chest or
clever
some
end
shit.
scene, nothing like that, at least not on the N64 version. So, let's move on. Next up is Gex 3 Deep Cover Gecko. It's another 3D game, and like the last one, it was on both N64 and PS1. And between the two consoles,
Cool.
aside from all the usual differences, they have their own opening cutscenes.
I mean, I think I recognize him now that I see him.
But it's just a bunch of magazine covers and newspaper headlines flying at the screen while a random British voice tells you the plot.
It all came to an untimely end when Agent Extra was mysteriously kidnapped.
On PlayStation, Gex is now a full-on secret agent or something.
Oh man.
And has a conversation with a large-breasted FMV woman.
That's pretty
They
cool.
put a real-life actress in the game. Similar to Vincent Schiavelli in Corpse Killer. Except this time, it's Marlaise Andrada from Baywatch as Agent Extra, so I'm sure it drew a few more eyeballs.
Hey, speaking of secrets, you want to see my...
Gex.
What the fuck? Anyway, I'm going to play N64 again because at this point I just played all of Gex 64, so it seems silly to adjust to a whole new controller layout. Typically
Yeah.
speaking, you want things to be bigger in a sequel.
That's cool. He's got a little Sherlock Holmes outfit.
Of the same shit you swallowed before. More things to do than you did in the last game, you know. And Gex 3...
This video is literally 98%. He spent more screen time in the opening ad advertising for ExpressVPN than he did the actual fucking video as the angry video game nerd. That's wild. Man. Isn't that crazy, Jay?
Mm-hmm.
Jay thinks it's crazy.
actually does that. There are more stages to play, with more variety between them, more power-ups and costume changes, and even more collectibles to, collect. Speaking of collectibles, I haven't really gone into those yet, but essentially if you find 50 fly coins in a level, you earn an extra life. If you collect all 100, you get a remote. But if you die first, you're fucked. Unless you find a checkpoint mid-level, You need to re-find every single collectible every time you die.
Swinging for the fences, baby.
In Gex 2, when you die and come back, your total collectibles stay the same. So why'd they feel the need to change this? Is it such a bad thing for people to get more extra lives? And Gex 2 even had cooler collectibles, since we're getting real petty at this point. Why do we go from a system with collectibles that changed form and matched each stage's theme to generic golden fly coins like the first game? We went backwards. It discourages wanting to pick the things up altogether, but they are your main source of extra lives, and those fucking remotes are hard to come by. So even if you try to tell yourself that you're not going to pick them up,
Well, that's kind of
eventually
upsetting.
you'll find yourself
See those
slipping them
fucking faces coming
altogether,
out of the
but they
roof
are your main
or
source of
the
extra
ceiling.
lives, and those fucking remotes are hard to come by. So even if you try to
Look
tell
at that
yourself that you're
shit.
not going to pick them up, eventually
fucking
you'll find
horrifying.
yourself slipping into bouts of madness, hunting for all 100 fucking fly
I kind of like
coins.
this
And then you
Dex
die
character.
after finding 99 of them
Or
and start
Drex.
considering giving yourself a lobotomy
Flex?
before attempting
I
that
don't
shit
know.
again. But you do. Like I said, the
He's neat
stages
looking.
feature a lot more variety this time. The levels are still broken up by different themes or TV shows, but none of the themes repeat like they did in Gex 2. Gex has a different outfit for almost every stage too. Sherlock Holmes, a gladiator, an Egyptian pharaoh, a mobster, Little Red Riding Hood, and Dracu-Gex, to name a few. He's got more
Nice.
wardrobe changes than Mel Brooks in one of his films.
Timely reference.
One
Timely
stage
reference.
is
I like it.
Christmas themed and has you battling
Mel Brooks.
snowboarding elves and Santa Claus to the death.
You're on the list.
Another stage lets you drive a tank and blow up a city, while another takes you all over a pirate ship. There's even a stage where they do the good, the bad, and the ugly whistle, and Gex dresses as the man with no name. How fucking badass is that? You feel lucky, punk? Wait, does that say what I think it says? Is that a Donner Party reference? You know, the Donner Party who resorted to cannibalism to survive? And
Oh,
I thought
that's
this sign was
fun.
a little much for a Nintendo game. That's pretty crazy.
I
Okay,
know all
what's
about the
that sign
Donner
coming
Party.
in
That's
review?
wild.
Visit
Visit
Pooptown,
Pooptown, USA.
Pooptown?
Nice.
You're shitting me, right?
That's
Oh my
fun.
god. I think I see it on the horizon. Holy mother of God, that is one big pile of shit. And it's covered in nuts. That's gross. I'm riding
Yeah,
an
that's
ass
pretty
on a
revolting.
turd. Oh, Gex, don't let
In
me...
this game, you play as a chameleon, like some kind of lizard, like a gecko, and he's dressed like a bandito from Mexico. We live, and it said "Welcome to Pooptown, USA." And as you keep going, you end up on a giant turd, like a steaming giant turd with like corn in it. It's pretty fucked, eh?
Like the turd? Yeah, those peanuts are not sanitary. Much like the last game, all the stages are connected by a hub world, this time apparently Gex's secret island cave, where you can run around and decide which order to play the stages in. Yeah, I mentioned Mario 64 a lot, and not only did it revolutionize the 3D
Man, I love
platformer
Mario
as a whole, but
64.
it
It's a
also
great game.
solidified that if you're going to make one of these things, then everything needs to be connected in a hub. Yeah. Whatever happened to a simple map? You know, like Gex 1. No, that would be too easy. So you have to run all over the fucking place, searching high and low for minutes at a time just to play the next stage so that you can collect enough remotes to challenge the bosses.
It's tail time!
Play the game. Just don't play the fucking game if you don't like it. Jesus Christ. The age of the YouTube reviewer is truly coming to an end, I feel.
You can tell wrestling was still really hot in '99, just in case anyone forgot, because the first boss fight is a wrestling match against Rock Hard. The boss music even sounds like a crappy wrestler's theme song. Yeah.
WW Gex.
Oh, that's messed up. Now it's fucking personal.
Hit me, go on, hit me!
Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me, right? He turned me into a basketball? Oh, the
Man,
fucking disrespect.
Dex should be. I'm gonna keep calling him Dex.
Beating
You know his
the
name
boss
is
grants
like
you the key to the
Gex.
next section of the
Gex
hub
should
world
be
and
in
the next
Super
slew of
Smash
levels
Bros. He's a
you'll
fun
find.
character.
Besides Rez, the final boss, the
If
only other
fucking
major boss in the game besides
Game and
Rock
Watch
Hard
gets to be in it,
is
I think
the Lizard of
Gex should
Oz.
be in it.
Lions and tigers and gecko shit, oh my! I wonder if Gex likes to wipe his ass with his tail. Anyway, he's dressed as the Tin Man for this battle. They use
Nice.
aluminum paint for the costume. Just avoid the annoying TV enemies and shoot him in the giant dumb face with the cannons that appear, and you're one key
Yeah.
closer to the final battle. Gex 3 is actually not that bad. Sure, it's got some
It looks pretty
problems,
fun,
but
actually.
overall, I had a
Looks
lot
like the
more
second one
fun
might be
than
the
I was
worst.
honestly expecting. I mean, yeah, I got lost pretty often, and I wasted more time than I'd like to admit, wondering where the fuck the last collectible is on this damn beanstalk. Oh, there it is. Pretty much, if you liked Gex 2, you're probably gonna like Gex 3. They even
Jimmy,
fixed the camera.
let's go back
Pretty
and read
much,
that,
if you
children.
liked Gex 2,
Jimmy
you're
Hoffa's
probably gonna like
burial
Gex 3.
site. Oh
They even
man,
fixed
that's
the camera,
crazy.
mostly. I mean, I
That's
just don't think I can bring
crazy,
myself to hate a
AJ.
game that brought us Poop Town, USA. After beating the final boss on N64,
Oh
the game
shit, look at
ends
those
on another
gecko
wet
hands.
diarrhea fart to the face. We cut to Gex's rad, bow-tied fucking turtle butler Alfred relaxing on the
Yeah.
beach. Yeah, British butler named Alfred. So original. Remember that random British voice I mentioned in the beginning of the game? Yep, that was Alfred. Alfred.
He thinks that he rescued Extra all by himself.
He tries saying Gex couldn't have done it without his help, like his tooltips in-game were really all that helpful.
Entering the training area should allow you to brush up on your skills.
No fucking kidding. Yeah, and he drops some sequel bait.
Mr. Gex and I will return soon. Ta-ta for now.
But this would end up being the last Gex game, so I guess it was just wishful
Man,
thinking.
that's
Like
the
the
worst.
ending
I
of
hate
Super Mario
cliffhangers.
Bros.
Yeah, I knew he was gonna say
The
that.
93
Fuck, man.
version. And that's basically it. Like I said,
This guy sounds like an
fart to the
NPC.
face.
Just
Not that
low-hanging
great.
jokes.
So that was the Gex
All right, back
trilogy. And
to
to
him.
be honest, it wasn't as
Yeah.
bad as the shit I usually play. It was kind of middle of the road, which is where the horse shit usually lands. Yeah, it's a horse and buggy kind of road. But anyway, the thing that really bummed me out was the ending. It was so lackluster. I wonder if the PS1 ending is any better. Well, that's what YouTube is for, so let's check it out.
And then, after he showed me his entire collection of Star Trek bloopers, he asked me to marry him.
That's my dad. Good thing I got you out of there when I did. As I was saying, Extra, my love, it's tail time.
Nice.
Come here, you silly gecko.
The gecko fucked the human lady. That's pretty hot. Jay,
You
they
know
have an
what?
actual human lady in the game, and she's played by a Baywatch actress. And her and the gecko have sex at the end of the second game.
I was fine with the first ending. Fuck you, you gecko motherfucker! Ugh!
Gameplay by Sean, James, and Mike. Yeah, minus James maybe. And one other ad to throw in real quick. And wow, he must have made a pretty penny off that. 670,000 views with 5+ ads. Good for him. Good for.
Hello?
Nope, not you. We're not watching you, buddy. Not today. All right. Guys, let me know if you enjoyed that. Should I watch more Angry Video Game Nerd or anything else? Suggest it in the comments. And until next time, K. Wiley. That was pretty boring. Just so